Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Good morning. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful day where you are?
Beautiful. Hot as hell. It's over, Robert.
I know. Where are the locusts? Is it all going to start falling from the sky?
It's crazy. Where are you at?
Atlanta, and more than Hotlanta this summer.
Yeah, we're right now in Baltimore, and let me tell you, we're not far from you. It's very hot.
Yeah, the worst summer I could remember, and it's the humidity too. It's just been so tropical this year.
Exactly. That's what makes it worse. Well, good morning to you. I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, great to see you as well. And I was reading up on you, and it's just such an interesting career trajectory. I really, really enjoyed reading your short bio. You're very young, so you got many ahead of you. Just really fascinating stuff. So what are you doing in Baltimore? Are you in a play? Or are you touring?
No, my husband is going to school actually.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're here for now. Yeah.
It's a good place. It really, really is. Very, very nice.
We have recorded an album previously in the end of May, I think. So right now it's all just in the production. We're finishing up for the fall. So exciting.
Is this referring to the Forward EP that's coming out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost ready. And this third single, which is the second single, actually, the second single was the acoustic. So the dance single is out today. So we couldn't be more excited than that. And a few more surprises before Forward EP comes out, and it's out, baby.
Awesome. That must be a great feeling when you work so hard on it, you go to release it, and it's like, now it's out in the ether. It's like the public consumes this product now.
Every time it's like my birthday, it's so rewarding because once the song is ready and it's done for the release, it's just I am so exhausted and just drained. And it's like, sometimes you're not aware, so you're like, why? What happened today? And you're like, dude, you just finished yesterday. Give yourself a break, at least for 2 days, and then move on. You're like, oh yeah, right. Because it's like rehearsing, it's like practicing. Because I have a musical background, theater, so it's a year of rehearsals, and then
sure.
So the album is sort of the same way. You're like you're getting this ready, and then it's out, and then you're running it for the world.
Do you feel you're hard on yourself that way? Just constantly trying to hit these goals, and then once you do, there's kind of like this postpartum kind of thing happening, where it's
right.
Like,
it's like our teacher called it the after premiere day, sort of. It's like, what does the actor in that case or the artist does after the premiere, right? It's like you wake up, you take a shower, you make yourself some tea.
Exactly.
The same thing, but it is sort of a recovery, right? But we have so much going on right now, so there is not much to recover. So it is amazing. I love the process. I am hard on myself, but I love the process, because obviously we want to make it as perfect as it could be for this specific moment. And like, where is this moment where we have to stop, and like just let it out. So I'm very happy the way NMFA, that's the second dance single, Not My Friend Anymore, turned out. Hence the today's appearance. It was for the cover art, and yeah, I love it so much. My coffee machine is going crazy. It stopped working yesterday, and right now it's sort of like on its own doing like weird noises.
Just beeping on its own, just has the mind of it's gonna start walking away.
And steaming like once in a while. Oh, interesting. So how's everything with you? How's the hot summer, the hottest summer that
hottest summer ever. So I'm a runner, so I'll get out there, sometimes in the very, very early mornings, where I'll hit the treadmill, at the gym, because it's like, I swear I like to be able to get out there and propel myself and get out in the morning and get moving, but just so tropical. I feel like I'm in the rainforest, and I've been here many years.
It does feel this way, and it's very disturbing, very disturbing.
Yeah, definitely climate change. And if people aren't seeing that, they're really asleep. And you see what's going out west. I mean, you can imagine, our friends over there in California, Nevada, Oregon. It's just like,
the
wow.
Colorado River level dropped as low as it never been before, and it's scary. It's scary.
Really, really is.
We're trying our best to be less of a consumerist and recycle everything we have.
Try. Yeah.
Try. And, but,
Yeah, you see what the waste is in the oceans and stuff. Have you ever mixed any like social commentary into some of your work? Some artists just like to completely get away from that, but others are just like, no, I'm an entertainer. I'm not going there.
No, 100%. I haven't gotten to a climate change yet because I am sort of, my art is being delayed, I'd say, of like what my life experience has been, because like I have to process it personally, and then, then it spills out into the album. So the first one was State of Liberty, and the second one is Forward. So Forward has a few topics that I'm touching. Is homophobia, which I'm coming from Ukraine. So, growing up, it was weird. It was weird because there was just like one side of the story, and not the good one. So you really like struggling with your own identity because you think that you just, whatever you are is wrong. So you're just trying to recreate, the wheel and like find what is it that you are, that the social norm is being, put on you. And it was hard because the whole life I was creating one person, or like struggling to suppress one person. And as coming here, I'm relearning or unlearning. So that process is interesting, to be honest. It is life, many things happen to all of us, different things. So this is, my way. And I'm processing everything right now, especially when I hit the age where I am realizing what have I brought from childhood and why my behavior is this way. So I'm trying to like unravel everything and like get to the core. So I'll do a little spoiler. The Great Society, the song, the power ballad that is going to be out in September. Won't say when yet, but it is going to be dedicated to the oppression of the society. Which my husband thinks that's about heartbreak. He's like, are you breaking up with somebody? Because it sounds like an abusive relationship and you're just moving away. I'm like, well, it was an abusive relationship and I have moved away. So absolutely, I would love to people to translate the song for them, for their, specific situation. But that's what the song was written about. And the other one, which I think, again, spoiler, I will move out from this EP into the second part, and that will be about alcoholism in the family, because that's what I, as a kid, have struggled with. Parents being just, I don't know, it's hard for me to say that because my mom has just passed away from that disease. So we call it a disease, you know. I
Oh, it
can't,
is.
I'm separating now, you know, loving
Yeah.
mom and something that took over her and she couldn't handle it. So, but growing up, you know, I couldn't separate it, you know, and it was hard because that's, again, you see just one side of the story. So
Yeah. What was it like? I mean, being in Ukraine, how long were you there? When did you move to the States?
my whole life until 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you really experienced it. That's just a completely different society. Got it many, many years ago. Their philosophy. It's so that's gotta be a huge struggle. Were you outside of Kiev and places like that? Or
Yeah, I was literally outside of Kiev, like 20 minutes. So I grew up there, which is like a little calmer than Kiev. And once I went to college, it was like, you know, I would be spending my whole day basically in Kiev since like 9 a.m. until sometimes 1 a.m. when the theater started and like everything like piled up. So basically that part I lived in Kiev and just like went to bed in in my hometown. But yeah, it's I basically grew up there, but grew up into being adult in the States. So that's like also like interesting to like see what's happening to your brain and how you pursue the world. But you know, many things like I don't know, paying taxes or driving or I don't know, you know, something um I would be doing here for the first
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Or,
These things we
where
take for granted right here in the States, and it's like a whole different society when you're over in a place like Ukraine. My gosh.
it took a minute to learn, but I was determined to learn the culture because it was important to me, especially when I met my husband. So before him, I was trying to find my place and belong. I was trying so hard to like, you know, to belong really, and was trying to get rid of my accent, was punishing myself for not speaking correctly, for, you know, not understanding people or saying something. I remember that silly, but I was trying to be polite because I knew I would never see people again. I just saw them like once at that party. So I was like, all right, have a nice life. And they're like, okay. I'm like, I just meant like, you know, for the rest of your life, because I'm never gonna see you again. And there were many things like that. And I was rehearsing how to order a sandwich at the deli shop, you know,
Yeah.
just to be here. And when I met my husband, I really wanted to learn the culture to get even closer to him, to understand him.
Sure.
It was important for me to know the references of the culture, and that's the books, the history, the TV shows, the music. Even though a lot of that was present in my childhood, we had like 50% of Soviet Union production, 50% of the States, and a lot of that, you know, felt familiar. But a lot of like TV shows that I've never seen before. Like we started with Will and Grace and continued through uh, Saved by the Bell and Seinfeld and like
you really got to know about New York watching Seinfeld, I'm sure.
Golden Girls, like a ton, you know, like just all of the TV shows. And I was just, my brain hurt because it was too much. It was just, it's, you know, but I was a sponge for 2 years observing the culture. And then, you know, with a little bit of help of a psychologist, because I just got confused a little, I need to like unravel my running marathon of like from the past to like where I am now. And like, do I have to continue running? Can I just like start living, you know?
Exactly.
So with a little bit of help, I became like the opposite of sponge. I became so talkative, and like now people just can't stop me. And basically, like I go back to what I was as my, you know, that true self that I wasn't suppressing when I was like in the arts, what I got to be who I am. Not, you know, saying that I'm gay, but at least just doing what I love being who I am without, being afraid to be judged for the way I talk or the way I move or anything, because that could be just a part of like, oh, you're an artist, you're an actor, you all those things. So you get to be that goofy, and you're not going to be judged in that place. So that was sort of my safe place. And after being, after going through immigration, and first of all was the survival mode that really made me grow up super fast, because it was either you find work and you're working, even if you're sick, if you have a fever, you have to get up, you have to make yourself food, because nobody's going to make you food. You gotta go to work, because if you're not going to make this money, you don't going to have a place to live next month.
Yes.
So, it's literally that or that. And I did not have a chance to go back to Ukraine, because I entered the whole process of being to get my documents and to go through a legal immigration. And I did not have a chance to go back up until now. So it was for years. I'm gonna go back and see family that's left, and friends, for a brief moment in September. But really, when it was the hardest, when I was crying every day and asking, myself, what am I doing here? Actually, like, why did I decide to like change my life and like search for a better life here? And I just did not have a chance to go back. And that, I think, maybe even
new on Curiosity Stream.
I'm James Burke. I'm going to take you on a journey through time.
James Burke's visionary series returns, reimagined for our time.
Now, this is all uncharted territory.
The Washington Post hails Burke as one of the most intriguing minds in the Western world. The New York Times raves he careens from one great moment in history to another.
Where do we want to go from here?
Experience all new Connections.
So what's the next connection?
With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
PMS, pregnancy, menopause. Each stage of womanhood has its unique challenges. That's why Highlands Naturals' new women's multivitamins are formulated with daily essential nutrients, plus targeted support for your life stage. PMS, Highlands has a multi for that. Pregnant and having morning sickness? That too. In the throes of menopause, we've got you covered. No matter what phase of life you're in, Highlands Naturals is here for it. Find your multi on Amazon or at Highlands.com.
Not saved me, but pushed me, maybe saved me. If I would move back, I would have no other chance to go back here. And it sort of like pushed me through, basically, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think you've probably grown up with resilience you didn't know about, because look at all the things you went through, and having a mom who was an alcoholic, and that does make you stronger. But at the same time, that's a huge thing to like completely change your life, leave it all back in the old country and come here. I've had family. In fact, my grandfather came from like on the border of Russia and Ukraine, and many, like probably 100 years ago, and came from a little village, I think it was like a shtetl of some kind, called Kupel, Russia, which was on the border. And he never wanted to go back and never did go back, but they didn't, back then, they didn't so much as assimilate. And he came here, he never learned how to drive. And he was a painter, and he kind of had that Bolshevik idea in his head. It never left him. So that's a whole different thing. Today, people coming over today, I mean, this is a way different thing. And then, the States, I think we've just, become awakened to being more diverse. And then, gosh, you hear about like Russia and Ukraine, they're so stuck in the past. And when it comes, that's got to be really tough. How was it for you just growing up and then going to university there? Were there a lot of like-minded people like you at university, and basically had to live the same way, just basically live a secret, I would think?
Yeah, well, I was, again, like trying to find my flock there, and trying to belong already there. And being artistic, I think, saved me from a lot of troubles, like firstly, I left like the group of people, young people, because I was like 12, that already started drinking. And, you know, when I was like winning dance competitions with my group, they were stealing cars. So that was I remember that was a very first, you know, like separation, me to like choosing my own way. And going back to university, or fast forwarding back to university, sort of like found my own people too, even though in college it was, you know, I remember the girl from, you know, the older girl from the, how do you call it, fourth year.
Yeah, she's like a senior.
Right. She was a senior. She liked me. And obviously the whole college knew it because it was a small community.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was sort of like forced to date her to keep my cool, because otherwise, you know, well, there was many otherwise, but our brain just doesn't think this way. You know, you can't, or at least I couldn't be cool on my own. And like later on I developed it, and I like was, you know, creating like people around me that was like sort of like enveloped by my energy, and, you know, sort of like created my own clan.
Yeah, you have to.
Where I could be like, you know, myself, truly myself, and that sort of like inspired people to be around me. But before that, when you have to like establish yourself or like you're cool, yeah, I was dating that girl that didn't turn out good, and we had to break up eventually.
Oh.
And it was, you know, my initiative to break up, because, you know, like I couldn't do it anymore. And obviously then people were talking, but, you know, just had to go through it. But afterwards, you know, the energy, I'm saying, you know, too much. I have to like watch that.
Yeah, we all tend to do that. Then we say, like, you know, we have a lot of ums, and that's fine. I mean, that you should hear how people talk in all kinds of places in the States. It's fine.
My friend was watching an interview from the other day, and she's like, I have to count how many times he said, you know. I'm like, all right.
You get into the habits.
Right. So, where did I left? I feel like people in my life that were staying, you know, that I was attracted to, and they were attracted to me energy-wise, were just like the best. I call them, to be honest, angels on earth, because they are, that goes the second diamond down. They are just so pure and so supportive, and just so open-minded to everything. You know, they're like, there's no opinion that is going to hurt you, or there's no opinion that is too strong not to be reconsidered, you know.
Sure.
And I consider myself lucky. It's either, you know, me, who was raised to be a kind person, because my mom would always was teaching me, just imagine, you know, what would the person feel if, you know, if he
empathy is,
sorry, what would you feel if somebody would do it to you? And
right.
I think she was saying it too much. I started constantly, you know, thinking about what would a person feel. Sometimes too much, because like I would like feel people's pain to the point where I would feel so sorry. That, like, you know, my life right now and my problems doesn't matter right now, because like I can just hardly imagine how you struggle right now, and it would just be breaking my heart. And I think this compassion truly raised me to be a kind person. I know I have a kind heart, because I love people, and I'm trying to see the good first. I have a bad day. I have bad days where I can't stand anybody. But when I'm interacting with a person, I'm trying to see the good. And I think that's what the people respond to. And that's how I got my friends around me and continue meeting people, you know, and that I think they are just the kindest people on earth, but maybe, you know, they're showing the kindest side to me. And there's no evil side in those people, like, at all. They're so pure to me. That's why I call them angels. And so saying that, always having my people around me was easier to go through any situation, even though when, you know, I fell in love with a guy and I was 16 and couldn't have any, like, I couldn't tell to anybody because I was afraid to lose those angels around me. You know, I was afraid to be judged, to be left alone, to just probably afraid of shame. That's why in those situations, I really was by myself. But, you know, when my father was sick for 2 years before he passed away from cancer, I had my friends to turn to. When we had troubles at home due to alcoholism, I would call my friend and, you know, just crying, and she's like, come out. And I would come out and I would just cry straight for an hour. And having your people around you really help, even when the whole world is against you. But it all comes from you in the first place. So, you know, I wouldn't say bad people, but people that would try to bring me down for whatever reason, to reestablish themselves, you know, to put themselves higher. We call them the bullies.
We got them. They're always going to be there, no matter what you. As they say, the haters always hate. So it's going to happen.
It's true, and they never go away. You know, when you are going to college, when you're moving to another city, when you're applying for the job, when you're meeting a person, you never know what the person's going to be like. And I always had a chance to walk away, like, just, you know, choose what's right for me, and I would never stand the abuse of any kind. I couldn't pick up a fight because I wasn't strong enough, or I wasn't smart enough to at least, you know, stand for myself. I would just simply walk away.
Yeah. And, I think most of us are like that. Yeah. It's, you know, you don't want the confrontation. It's like, I'd rather take that energy into something more creative, like, and contribute to society.
100%. It's just like, and I don't hold, you know, anger for a long time, or don't at all. Like, yes, that energy that you just, you know, sparkled in me does not feel good. And I know it, I'm going to calm down. And I know that this is not who I am. And I know who my people are. I know what I want. And life is too short for just even like having a place in your brain to think about it for too much.
So true. So coming back to it all, leaving Ukraine, coming to the States, how did this all begin for you as far as acting and recording? How did you stumble into all that?
Good question. I recorded an album, State of Liberty, right before coming to the States, because right before that, I was on a cruise ship for 7 months, working for Holland America, entertaining the crowd and being depressed half of the way.
If I stuck on a cruise ship.
The cruise ship life was beautiful. It was more of
you eat well, that's
it was more of a guilt that I have inside, that I get to see the world and my family don't. It's just like weird, right? Because we work so hard and we're trying to find a way to like find our way in the world, and then feeling bad because you're seeing what people don't see, or you feeling better than they do. And that's like coming back when I said my mom taught me a little too much about compassion. I feel like sometimes you know, that feeling caused me to think more about, you know, family and like what would they feel or what would they think, and not about like enjoying completely being in the moment. But learned that lesson too. So I had a lot of free time on the cruise ship, and a lot of free time. And I started to write more songs. I started to bring back the songs from 5 years ago, from 2 years ago at that time. And I was always struggling with my faith in myself as a singer-songwriter, you know, because once there was one person, well, there was a lot of people who told me that I can't sing.
They'll do that, yeah.
There was one, I think it was a director of college, because before going into acting, I went to apply to be a singer and entertainer, and they prepared the song, and went in, and she was like, well, you're singing on 3 notes and your voice is not developed, and I don't think that you should be a singer, and you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna get close in this college. So I'm like, okay. And at the time, maybe she was right. I just, I'm coming from a poor family, so I never had money for a coach or trainer or like and there wasn't any YouTube before where you can, you know, start self-teaching yourself. So maybe she was right. And I was confused because I was enrolling to learn, but they already had, you know, a plan for you. If you can't sing, you can't obviously get in. So I'm like, all right, I'm going into acting. So getting that album together in the first place was, I had to like prove to myself that I can. And I said to myself, if you don't do it, then you can't call yourself a singer-songwriter, because, you know, show for it something. It's been so many years. So that was my first album. And, you know, on the ship with all this energy, I got so excited. I called all my friends at the time. Well, some of them still are. One of them who was trying to write music like 5 years prior. The other one who took me upon her wing or under her wing and started just teaching me how to sing, how to be, you know, better entertainer, to raise confidence in me. It was the director of the theater where I became a dancer. And then she was like, wow, I heard you singing in the like dressing room, changing room. Can you like come for an audition tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like,
that's cool.
that was beautiful. That's how it all began there. Because she's like, oh wow, okay, let me work with you a little, and then I'll get you into shows where you could sing too. It led to Michael Jackson cover show, where I became a lead singer for that show. It was intense training, and I absolutely loved it. And there's nothing like that in the world. So recording that album was just believing in yourself, you know, hard enough, strong enough to do it. And as I came to New York and I was revealing my identity to people, and when people were like, you know, do you have a girlfriend or boyfriend? I'm like, boyfriend, and I don't. And I was so shy and ashamed of myself in saying that, even though I'm in the country where I came to be who I am. It took time. And that's how it was with me. You know, I'm a singer-songwriter. Yeah. So it just like started to getting this out in the world, you know, and
for the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I recorded an album. I got to the States. I still had the energy and probably some savings from the ship.
Sure.
Gave me a little cushion to continue working on the music and finding gigs and performing in the clubs of New York. And I don't know how I did it all, just meeting people around. And I even got myself into Pride of DC in 2018. And
yeah, that clip is up there on YouTube. It's called No Clothes. Is that?
Yes, sir.
When you get out there in the internet, everything's out there.
Yeah, that was one of the songs from State of Liberty, dedicated to be honest, again, the rules of the society, because I had to escape the army in Ukraine because they created the war in the East. I'm not gonna go too much into but it became a place where everybody goes to die. Everybody was swamped from the streets, boys, older men, just go to war, go protect your country.
Scoop you up.
Protect what? We still don't know, but
wow.
So I wrote No Clothes in terms of do not please dictate me how to live. And I still can fight without no underwear or something. I still don't remember the lyrics, but meaning I can exist without your BS on me, so don't put it all on me, please. I want to be naked in terms of I don't want to be with this mindset that you are trying to make me think of life and in general. So yes, it was a year or less than a year that I had the energy in the States already to, be a musician, singer, songwriter, out and about. Before it all became too much, before loneliness took over, before struggle with jobs and working, every single day, starting from 5 or 6 in the morning. And but the body is tired, your mind is tired, you're constantly worried about money, to not be homeless, to try to help your family, to find your place here, to feel home, the feeling of home, to have that secure base. And I was crying to my friend, and she told me, she's the best. I met her on the ship. She told me it's a survival mode right now. That's where I learned it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything else. You have to provide yourself with housing and food. And your dream will wait a little. It's still there, but just take care of yourself first. And I got into that mode for 2 years, for maybe a little too long, because then I've forgotten what my dream is. And you just, when you don't practice too much, you're like, am I a dancer? I haven't danced in 3 years. Am I a singer? I haven't sang in 2 years. Am I a songwriter? I haven't written in 2 years. What am I now? And do I want to do it? And slowly bringing back, the thoughts, the chain of thoughts of how you used to think, of how you used to dream, of how you used to see the future, not looking in the past and dwelling on the past and just being nostalgic all the time. And at that time, I talked to my boyfriend at the time, and he was like, listen, start writing again. And that's how My Days appeared. That's the previous track that we released last October, which is full of frustration and anger. And it was born as a poem until I sat in front of the piano and created that beautiful ballad. I wrote many songs that I was thinking, My Days was one of them, that I was thinking that I'm going to sell away.
Yeah.
Because I am a lyricist for one of the artists in Ukraine and a songwriter for a couple of people used to be at that time. And I'm like, I'll just, I'll have more songs. I'll have more artists. I'll write for them. Maybe I'm not a singer performer anymore. I'm still a songwriter, still have something to say. And I was writing and writing, recording Forward, to be honest. It's the single that I was asked to write for a rising pop artist in Ukraine. She is 16 or was 16 at the time. And they wanted a dance track. I came to my buddy here in New York that I met also like through some people. That was networking is such an incredible, powerful tool.
Isn't it?
Meeting people, the ones that you like in the conversation, like concentrate on like or your thoughts, like finding a way to like connect with people that are, that could help you potentially, or you can help them, or like to collaborate, to work together. So I really needed a person here who would produce my music. I would write with him, he would do the arrangements, mix and master, and so on. So I came to him and we started writing this track, and I was thinking, what was I thinking when I was 16? What should I say? That's how Moving It Forward, Waiting for Life to Begin appeared, because that's what I was waiting for, to be 18 and to be able to go, to be able to leave and start creating a life for yourself. Because before that, you're illegal, a legal alien anywhere. You can't go away from your family. Your family is very a hard place to be sometimes around. So I was waiting for life to begin. I wrote the track, we sent it over. She loved it. She danced to it so much. We sent me a video. I love this track. And then something didn't work out between her and the producers, and they dropped the track. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I love it a little bit too much. Like, let's remaster it and make it our track.
Sometimes it happens like that. It completely it could get dropped and you resurrect it. That's really cool.
Now we have an EP called Forward and a music video that comes out soon that's called Forward, to this Forward song. And that's how it all began. And then I was lucky to talk with a psychologist. I was lucky to find a music consultant that, they both helped me to bring that confidence and faith back. And I was like, listen, I'm going to try once again. I really am having anxiety from just like living a life without art in my life. So that was basically the deal. I need to deal with my anxiety. How? What is the core of it? What causes it? And that was all that energy that was coming to me, and I didn't have a place to release it. So that's how we started working again. And now we have an EP that's coming out. Today, Not My Friend Anymore came out, and I'm beyond excited where the life is moving again towards. And it always was. It's just hard sometimes to see it when you're going through the hardest times of your lives. You're just focusing very narrow.
Absolutely. With Forward coming out, are you touring in support of it? Aside from all these great music videos you're doing for it, are you giving that much more support, getting out there, performing live again?
Yes, sir. So we were planning on going on school tour around the country with the Generation Against Bullying. And I think it is postponing right now due to the COVID restrictions in some states, and they're still figuring it out to either make it an online experience or to wait and go on a tour. So that was a plan of a support. And right now I think we're working on a second plan B, to go and tour, maybe just not around the schools, to keep kids safe, and just really pick places where COVID cases are low, where people are vaccinated, where we can perform and live again. So definitely, yes, I'm going to Ukraine, hitting a few radio stations there. It would be nice to be back with a message, with reestablished identity. And, I'm from now on always going to be an LGBTQIA activist because it's very important for me. I'm happy now. I was able to see happiness in little things, in every little thing in my life, but I constantly had something that was throwing me up against the wall and I had to deal with, which I was crying my thoughts out last night, because right now the situation is my mother's passing. But aside that, like my life aside that is unhappy. And my compassion is on the way. I can't not think about people that are growing up in the communities where you're being called an F word, or as in my situation, it was just jokes constantly about an F word, and growing up around that, suppressing your identity. Been there, done that. In 72 countries, being gay is still illegal. Being part of the LGBT community is illegal. In 12 countries, thank God for one country that dropped the death penalty, but 12 countries still stoning you to death, or it's a death penalty for you if you are confronted as a homosexual. In some countries, you go to jail. In some countries, if you don't report someone, you're gonna go to jail for maybe 3 years less. But it's messed up. It's so messed up. And I know that we aren't, as far right now at this moment. Thank God to all the activists before us, before this generation, before me, people who fought their way through and were arrested and were put to jail and were killed for what they believed in. And only thanks to those people, they sort of paid their way with their bodies, with their souls, with their dreams for us. So our responsibility right now is just to continue to normalize it worldwide. Yeah. And, we'll calm down there. Then we just want to be.
A lot of work to be done, and there really is.
We just want to live. Like I have lived before I became an activist, like a normal person, well-ish. But as it goes in the Great Society song, I never hurt anyone, and it never hurts. Your kindness never hurt anyone, and to be yourself and to grow to your full potential, to be able to get that energy to spread the love and kindness. What's bad about that, And it's a long way. It's not going to be done during my generation. I'll do everything I can slowly by, having a strong base myself and growing a bigger base for me to stand on, to be able to speak out, to be able to talk to people, to have conversations, to hopefully later be able to talk on the government level about the laws. Hopefully, I am very hopeful about that. It's not going to be only done by me. It's not going to be only done by this generation, but slowly, hopefully, people will get a chance to just be who they are, because besides that, there's just so much crap in the world that we deal with on a daily basis, and it's just becomes too much sometimes to also deal with the suppression of your own identity. So, and looking at the climate change, it will all, it won't make sense maybe soon enough to even fight for identity, because only we will be fighting for our own lives and survival. We'll enter the surviving mode. But as for now, half of the world or 1/3 of the world get to be who they are and get to be happy, and the other one don't. That just doesn't make sense in my life. So
it's constant work. And you have an organization, the Rainbow Railroad, and how does that work?
Absolutely. Rainbow Railroad is an incredible organization, and we have found it. We were searching for a lot of organizations, because when we got together with my husband now, it was, we were going to CBST at Friday nights, and listening to incredible people talking about the world and what's happening in the world from both sides. You know, people are hurting, and people are hurting other people too. So in order to help them, and they had partnered with Rusa LGBT to help immigrants, I think from Russia, Rusa, right? To find housing, to find work, to find lawyers, to go to them to court and say, hey, I'm with him or her today. You know, he or she or they have somebody today to stand by them. So please don't deport them. You know, they have a life here. And that's what I faced when I just got here, you know, finding a lawyer, finding housing, finding work, finding your community little by little. Because if you are one of those who escaped your country, you also have to rebuild your own life. It, you know, it doesn't stop there. It's not like you escaped and you in rainbows. So it takes a lot of nerve, a lot of hard work, lots of anxiety days and panic attacks and suicidal thoughts. It's too much. So
with the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
So every Friday night we would be there listening to what people do. And my husband has been helping animal shelters and homeless shelters in kids with disabilities, you know, his whole life, maybe not whole life, but a very big part of it. And I coming to it and learning about it, obviously, came on board because, you know, that's what I am. And I want to help people. As soon as I was able to help myself, that's where, you know, that's where your mission starts. So when we were sorry, getting back to that, when we were getting married, we were looking for organizations because we did not want any gifts. The only thing that we wanted is for people who want, you know, to contribute to our wedding, is to donate to organization that helps LGBTQIA people, because we are here getting married to each other, having a community that supports us. And that's something, for example, that wasn't possible even for my husband when he was growing up here. And because marriage has been legalized only that recent. And for me, it wasn't even a dream. So standing there together in front of everybody who loves us, it was like, it was really our mission. So we found Rainbow Railroad. We found a few organizations and we spoken to them, and Rainbow Railroad just, you know, spoke to us, and we went to their meeting to meet with them, to like gathering, to listen to what they do and have their speakers. And their speakers just shake you to the core, and you never look at life again, what they're going through in their lives. So Rainbow Railroad organization physically helps people to escape persecution or death, threatening or anything like that, from their countries to the other countries. So they going through tons of letters and trying to help those that, you know, need help this very second, because they're going to be either put to jail or killed even by their own family, which just you can't wrap your hand around. But they physically help them get a visa, get a ticket, get on a plane, get to another country, housing and work and lawyers, and just introduce them to the community for that first period of time where it's the hardest. So it takes a lot of funds. It takes around $13,000 for one person to just begin, their way out and their way out in the world. And there's a lot of people. They're receiving hundreds of mails, emails every day, and it's a lot. So all we can do is raise funds for them, and people were so generous at our wedding, donating, talking about them, introducing Rainbow Railroad to their friends. I think we did it twice. I don't remember right now for what else, maybe for one of our birthdays, to donate to Rainbow Railroad again. Then we did Welcome to Chechnya movie screening. And I had a chance to perform there too, and we raised money for Rainbow Railroad again. And not stopping there.
Good. So what do you look at in the future? What's your dream going forward? You want to have big albums? Do you want to fill stadiums? Do you want to, or just basically keep it on an even keel? And, it's like, fame is not like that huge, but I love the art more so than anything. You want to just take this as, do you have a dream of like doing duets? Who are your earliest inspirations if you want to work with somebody?
The artist that really helped me with my identity was Miss Lady Gaga. She was the person that was screaming from the stage.
Yeah.
Talking to your heart, talking to you every time she's on a stage. She wasn't just performing, she was teaching you how to get through some shit in your life. It helped me ever since I was 13, ever since she became worldwide. And my dream is to reach as many people as possible, because then I will find the audience that really needs me in terms of my message, my support, and hopefully my music will get them through their situation in their life. But I'm not searching for fame. I think it's I had been searching for validation, for external validation when I got here, and then once I found myself, I am not in need of that anymore. I am in need of performing. I can't live without it. It's just how I exchange the energy with the world, because I have so much, and it's coming through me or to me so much that I have to either run marathons, which I don't like running that much.
I did one full marathon. Yeah, those are fun.
I run, but I'm not oriented, which some people are, right? They have so much energy. They're like, I'm going to run across the states. That's how much energy you have, and you need it in your life. And I just need that, because the stage is where I'm able to transfer that energy to people. And that's where I'm feeling at my element the most. So reaching as many people as possible for only one reason, because I want to reach every single one who are in need at that very moment. And that's how, thank God for Lady Gaga's marketing. They got to Ukraine, and everybody was like, yeah, Gaga, she's crazy. And I was like, yeah, Gaga, thank you.
Yeah.
You are the only person that talks about gays in my country.
Yeah.
So you're not in my country, but at least that's the only information that I'm getting. And right now it's more in the open. You can find it on Instagram, you can find it on YouTube, you can find it anywhere. But I did not know that, and I did not have that chance. And I am thankful for the rest of my life to her because she got me through some shit. And
it's amazing.
I think I just love her, her point of view of life. I think mine is very similar to that. It's like, this is your own life, your one life. If you're not kind, if you're not compassionate, if you are not helping somebody in need, if you are not living and inhaling it all, because you never know when it's going to end, and you literally never know. Like, I can choke on this water right now drinking with, which thank God, hopefully I won't, but you never know. It's like we're talking to what I'm going to do tomorrow or in 2 years. Literally I can come out of my building and a brick will fall down on my head. We don't think about it, and we don't have to. But thinking about being in the moment is because, yes, sometimes it's very hard. Sometimes it's super fucking hard. And sometimes I'm screaming in my lyrics, somebody please pick me up from the place I am. You know, can't even think about it right now, but I'll be lying down one step from where faith abandoned me. You know, sometimes you don't have anything left in you, and you're just screaming into the universe. And growing up, I didn't have any connections and any money, and being in that small town, sometimes the walls were closing on me, and all I had to do is pray and hope and search and just like try to make it through that one day, through that next day, through that year. And I knew that things going to get better, and they are. And life is a roller coaster. It's always going to go back and forth. But, you know, once you've been down and you got up, you know, you can do it again. So if you're down and this is your first time, just know that you can get up, and it's not going to be a last time for sure, but every time it's a little bit easier. And once you've been down, you appreciate the heights so much better. And that's what's up. So I am just hoping that I am able to continue doing this. It's an investment. Your music is an investment of your money, your energy, your dedication. This is discipline, like everything else, but also it is you who putting yourself out there. So when you learn to separate yourself from the artist, you're learning to separate the judgment, you're learning to separate, you know, the BS and people who tell you don't do it, you know, you're not going to make it. And you know what I've learned to realize, what I've come to realize, that happy people will never ever say that to you, because they know how happiness feels, and they know what it takes. They know that this is hard work to do what you like and love what you do.
That's the truth, yeah.
And so you know, you talk to a happy person, you saying, I'm gonna be a worldwide pop star. It's gonna be like, you do it, boy. Or, you know, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of discipline. If you are able to do it, then do it.
Go all in.
Give yourself enough, do it.
Yeah.
Because I've been there, I've done something different, but I'm here now. I know how it feels. So you do it. And don't you ever dare to give up, because it's all worth it. It's your life. It's your purpose. If you feel like it's your purpose, then do it. We all create purposes for ourselves. You know, there's besides saving the planet now from what we've done, or keeping the planet alive, the vegetation alive, because that's our life, and passing the knowledge from a generation to generation and trying to make the world a better place. There's nothing else to do. So that's like a global purpose. But what is your purpose in this case? Mine is to entertain people, for you to come home tired from whatever it is you're doing and relaxed, and for somebody to reassure you sometimes that you are enough and you matter and you keep working on yourself. And self-motivation is freaking hard, because where do you get that energy when there is nobody around you to tell you what to do? That's why we get coaches. That's why we get trainers. That's why we go to school. We need somebody to tell us what to do. And what do you do when there is nobody around you, when this is just you, your inner voice, and your dream? you self-motivate. And this is meditation. This is discipline. This is hard work. So all I want to do is just to be able to continue to believe in myself and to continue doing it, because that's at the end of the day that makes me happy and does not cause anxiety. And I was
good for you.
Either trying to get away from it or did not have time to do it. And I know how my body reacts now. It just does not let me do it. And if we're not talking about, art and songs and performing, it's about the energy that is just, building a dam around myself, and the river does not flow. So it starts to, bloom and get green and muddy and everything. And your body just does not feel well, not your mental health and not your physical health, because it's all connected. So you just have to let it flow. And this is my way of releasing it to the world, and hopefully it will do some good.
Excellent. Yeah, it sounds fantastic. The new EP is Forward. Do you have an actual release date?
It is October. We don't have.
We're looking at fall time.
Either the middle of October or the end of October, which is so uncertain with these times, but it is October. So that's
good deal. And where can we see this? Can we go through your website to order this digitally? Do you have CD copies too that will be out?
Absolutely. So my website is Ryals Official, RYALS. We constantly update it, so you can see, you can see all the singles that are coming out from this EP already are there. You can also read the interviews with magazines and other publications about the upcoming EP and the songs themselves. And the website is going to be updated as well. You can follow my social. It is Ryals Official on Instagram as well. If you're following my social, you will be constantly updated on when it's going to come out. And if you don't, for whatever reason, in the end of October, you'll remember about Ryals, just search for me. You will find the EP on any platforms that you listen to the music to. And I hope you will like it, and I hope it will inspire you to do whatever it is you meant to be doing in your life. And it will self-motivate you as well, or not self-motivate, it will motivate you onto anything. Because sometimes it is awesome to listen to a sad song when you're sad, because you know that what you need right now is to release these emotions. And sometimes you're just like on the way to your depression and you realizing that, and you want to prevent it. And sometimes you need some dance track or something that will tell you, get up and go.
Good.
So yeah, I'm excited for this journey, and I'm excited to meet more people. And Robert, I'm thankful for you. Thank you so much for being here, for walking with me.
And thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much, Ryals. And we look forward to everything. So it's been great talking with you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I hope I will see you in the future. You have a beautiful day. Stay cold.
Will do. Have a good one. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.